Welcome back, everyone. This is Dave from Corn Productions with my co-host Stacie, and we're talking about the 51st Saturn Awards hosted by Joel McHale. We had several shows that we cover nominated. None of the main ones. Two. Okay. I should throw Star Trek Picard in there because I did actually do some videos on that series as well.
I mean, yeah, basically Star Trek did pretty good.
Yes.
In this award show. Our other ones we were rooting for, not so much.
Nope, it's pretty sad, but at the same time, some of the winners I'm not exactly unhappy with.
Right, like it was to be expected for the most part.
Yeah.
Quantum Leap was up for 3 nominations, and From on MGM Plus was up for 2 nominations, and unfortunately none of them took home any of the Saturn Awards. Yeah, so it was not exactly a win for us.
No.
But I do love the fact that we have this award show.
Yes.
For genre television.
And Joel McHale called it the award show for shows media that actually gets watched by regular people. Yeah. As opposed to like the Emmys and the Oscars.
Yeah, and during the red carpet, the 3-hour red carpet, I'll say, the host of that kept continually calling it the least pretentious award show out there.
Right.
And so it's put out by the Academy of, I'm going to get this wrong because I don't have it written down, the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror.
Gotcha.
I think is what it's called.
Okay.
And they're the ones who do these awards, and they've been doing them for 51 years, which is a super duper long time.
Yes, indeed.
Now, original Quantum Leap has won Saturn Awards in the past.
It did.
I don't have a number of how many they won, but they definitely won. And it was actually one of the shows that they featured right at the beginning of the awards show proper. They had just up on the screen some different past winners and past shows, and Quantum Leap was up there.
Yep.
It was Scott and Dean and Donald in a picture, so that was pretty cool.
Scott Bakula, who we recently got to meet.
We did.
Unfortunately, we are never going to be able to meet Dean Stockwell because he's no longer with us, but, he's with us in spirit.
Yeah.
So what did you think overall of the award ceremony?
Okay, so like I said, I love the concept of this award show. I love that it exists. As far as, now I don't watch award shows.
Yeah.
I've on occasion turned on an award show and not very long later turned it off because I don't watch a lot of movies, first of all, and usually the television that's covered in award shows is not the television I care about.
Right.
We've looked at every awards that have been nominated this season, and 99.9% of them are things we don't give a crap about.
Right.
But the Saturn Awards is different, right? Because this is horror and sci-fi and fantasy and time travel and all of these things that we do love. And so this was exciting. I was like, I'm going to sit and watch it because we do have 5 categories up.
Yep.
Where we have chance for shows we actually cover to win. There's other shows that I watched that I was rooting for. And so I turned on the red carpet. Again, that was 3 hours. I was doing other things during that.
I did not watch the red carpet.
I turned it on, and I was working and doing some stuff on my computer, but I had it on, and I took some pictures of some screenshots of what was looking there, and it looked like a great time, And one thing that they kept pointing out is how all of these genre stars are fans of each other. Right. So you've got this great thing where they're all excited to meet each other and to see each other. And that's really cool to witness that.
Absolutely.
Ernie Hudson did make an appearance in the red carpet, and he gave a little speech. He was there with his wife. And they didn't mention Quantum Leap, though, during the interview. They were talking about Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbusters movie. And he did mention that he had a nomination tonight, which is for Quantum Leap. But neither him nor the person interviewing him said Quantum Leap.
Right.
And then he also was presenting an award in the show. So that was pretty awesome to see that. And after 3 hours of red carpet, there was then a 3-hour presentation of the award. So 6 hours in total there was coverage of this event. And my biggest problem is that they didn't cover all of the awards.
Right.
Including the one I was most interested in seeing, which was, let me grab the right words for it. It's the Best Action Adventure Thriller Television Series, which Quantum Leap was nominated for.
Yep.
Which, of course, I was rooting for that. La Brea was nominated for, and Manifest. 3 NBC shows right there. Although Manifest was up for its Netflix season, I think. But either way, like 3 shows I would have I wanted to watch that one, right? I was excited for that one, and it never came up. And several other categories, mostly ones I didn't particularly care about, but lots of regular categories didn't come up. Now, some of the more technical ones, you expect them not to get to all of that, right?
Right. Like
home video release, which Quantum Leap was nominated for. I expected that not to come up.
Mm-hmm.
But this was one of their main television categories they didn't cover. And then I think Best Actress or Best Supporting Actress in different it was mostly the film ones they covered, and a few of the television. And I was like, did I miss it, or what's happening? And I noticed on Twitter a lot of people were complaining about it, saying, wait a minute, I was waiting for this and this and this and this, and they didn't come up. What's happening? You had a 3-hour award show, and there's not that many categories.
Yeah, and it's funny because some of the speeches went on super long.
Yeah.
Could we trim this down a little bit here?
And they also had, their special awards, which were great. They were great presentations.
Yeah.
The cast of Next Generation got a Lifetime Achievement Award, and many of them were there, and that was really nice to see all of them together.
The only one that wasn't there, I think, was Jonathan Frakes.
Jonathan Frakes didn't make it.
Who was a winner in one of the categories.
And I think they included Whoopi Goldberg in that, but she did not make it.
Okay. Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton was there. Yeah, he was there. So yeah, that was a great reunion. And then they had the Walking Dead franchise won an award.
Yep.
So I forget what the title of their award was, but they had many members of various Walking Dead shows, both people from behind the scenes and in front of the camera were there to accept that award. So I thought that was really cool as a Walking Dead fan to see all of them get together like that. It had been a long time since I'd seen some of those faces. Some of the production people that I used to watch on Talking Dead every week, that we don't get to see them anymore. And I don't know, there were several fun little, groups of people to see.
Yes.
But
definitely.
They didn't show everything I wanted to see, and that made me a little sad. And I hate to say this, no offense to Electric Now, who put this production together, but they did not do that great production value wise.
There was a lot of glitches during the course of the broadcast.
There were a lot of them.
I was almost starting to wonder if I directed this thing.
So there was one camera angle that they kept cutting to that half of the screen was obstructed by, I don't know, a light or a speaker or something.
Mm.
And the heads of the people on the stage were cut off in this view.
Mm.
But they kept using that view.
Right.
That bothered me.
Mm-hmm.
And then they kept messing up when they're cueing the music.
Right.
That happened repeatedly.
Or when they came back from commercial breaks to nothing.
They come back from commercial breaks and nothing was happening, or they'd come back
and they were already talking.
They were mid acceptance speech, just who just won what. And I get, that they're not going to air everything, and then they might do stuff during commercial breaks, but it wasn't planned around the commercial breaks.
Right.
I feel like the production and the people on the stage had no idea when they were live and when they were on commercial.
And there were a couple of times where the teleprompter
the people were commenting that the teleprompter was not working, and they were just what are we supposed to say?
Right.
And then there was even an instance where they put up on the screen an announcement of a winner. There was a category they hadn't even gotten to yet.
I noticed that.
3 or 4 categories later, they ran that one. It's we already saw that.
Right.
They were showing a clip, someone who couldn't make it had an accepted speech clip that they had played.
Yeah.
And then they put up the screen. It was best, I think it was best horror picture. And it's oh, you didn't announce that yet, but there it is on the screen.
Right. Well,
and then they cut to commercial. It's they knew they messed up. It's 3 or 4 times they cut to commercial where it felt like they didn't mean to, but they cut because they didn't know what to do because somebody messed up.
Right.
So yeah, the production value is not great.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt kind of like a spoof of an awards show, to be perfectly honest.
Right.
And yeah, it felt like our kind of awards show.
Yes.
It felt like this is where podcasters belong.
Right, pretty much. So yeah, do we have anything else to say before just diving into some of the winners?
No, again, I enjoyed seeing all of these great people in one room and getting some recognition for these categories, but there were definitely some moments I was screaming at the television. And I was why did I just spend 6 hours of my life with this?
Right. All right, well, I'm going to get into some winners. Oop, that doesn't matter. I'm going to get into some winners that don't include necessarily the shows they were looking for,
Okay.
just because I want to talk about
Go
them.
ahead and read out whatever you want to read out.
All right, so best superhero film. There were a lot of silly nominations for that, like including Ant-Man, which was a highly derided film. Like a lot of people did not like that film, and it was just kind of weird to see that as a nomination for a best superhero film. I think the only other one that like seemed like legit to me was Black Panther. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy won that, and I think that was a very deserving winner. I saw that movie, and it was really well done. It was a really good finish for the Guardians of the Galaxy crew. I believe that's the last one. Best thriller film. I wasn't really surprised that Oppenheimer won for that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I saw that movie. I am a major supporter of Christopher. I'm a huge fan of Christopher Nolan in general. Even the films that I don't like necessarily, I find interesting from him. He does really good work. And Christopher Nolan won the Best Visionary Award. He was honored with that. Best Animated Film, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I think that's a pretty deserving winner. Also on there was Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots?
Puss in Boots, yeah.
Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots, yeah. The Last Wish, which had no earthly business being as good as it was. I know you're not.
I didn't see it.
You're not a big animated film, but it was a surprisingly really good. I took Julia to that, and she really enjoyed it as well. I don't really care about James Cameron winning Avatar.
Avatar won 512 awards or something like that, including the best science fiction film, which was that was a big one.
Yeah, and I just kind of find the whole Avatar thing to be boring. But that's just me. Let's see. Best Actress in a Film, Margot Robbie for Barbie.
Yeah, which I think that was a big win because it was a big deal that she was kind of snubbed from the other award show.
That is why I'm bringing that up.
Yeah.
That was a highly controversial snubbing in the award ceremony circles. We got Best Supporting Actress in a Film for Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer. Yes, that was a very deserving win for that. Best Performance by a Younger Performer in a Film, Sholo Murderdruina for Blue Beetle. Now, this means something to me because he played Miguel, or he still does, in Cobra Kai, which is a show that I both love and have covered on this channel. Let's see. Skipping ahead. Best Editing, Oppenheimer, Jennifer Lame. That's not really surprising.
Yeah. And then we cut to television.
Yes.
Which is where our meat and potatoes is on this channel.
Yep. Best Science Fiction Television Series, Star Trek Picard won for Season 3.
Yeah, and Star Trek won a lot of awards among both Picard and other series, and well as, of course, that Lifetime Achievement Award for the TNG cast.
And Best Action Adventure Thriller Television Series is the first category that we had a nomination.
And that's the one I was most excited for.
Yes.
Again, Quantum Leap, La Brea, and Manifest were all in that one. 3 chances for it to be something I cared about. Fortunately, none of them took it home.
Yep, that ended up going to Outlander.
It went to Outlander, but I'm mostly upset that we didn't get to see that announcement.
Right, yeah. And then we have Best Horror Television Series. We were rooting for From in that. The Last of Us won. I watched that series. It's a deserving winner, but still I was rooting for From. Best Actor in a Television Series. This one was a tough one for me.
Yeah.
Because it was like basically Patrick Stewart versus Harold Perrineau. Harold Perrineau being our From person that we regularly cover. But, I don't have many heroes. Scott Bakula, one of them.
Yeah.
I got the chance to meet him. Patrick Stewart is another.
Yeah.
So I was not unhappy to see Patrick Stewart win this award.
Yeah, and I mean that made sense that he won. I didn't think Harold had a chance in that category.
And I think I feel like I missed one.
But it's nice that that Harold was nominated.
Yeah.
And I don't think he was there. I didn't see him. He's probably in Canada filming.
Patrick Stewart was, that actually surprised me.
Well, also, they got the whole Lifetime Achievement thing as well.
Yeah. So, the thing I noticed, particularly when William Shatner came on to present an award, William Shatner, who played Captain Kirk back in the day, he is really getting old.
Well, no kidding.
Yeah, he's actually in his like 90s. He's pretty close to 100 years old. Walter Koenig also was a presenter. Walter Koenig, who played Chekhov in the original series, and he's getting up there too. They're pretty much the last surviving.
Well, the original series was what, early 60s?
Yeah.
Mid 60s?
They're the last surviving in the original series. George Takei is another one who wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're all getting up there in age. And, Patrick Stewart, of course, is also getting up there in age.
The Next Generation cast. Yeah,
right,
they're all getting there.
Yeah.
For that matter, we're not that far behind them.
I wasn't as surprised to see Patrick Stewart looking old because, I've kind of seen him recently in Star Trek Picard Season 3.
Uh-huh.
But, all right, so moving on. Best Supporting Actor in a Television Series. Again, this is another tough one. We were rooting for Ernie Hudson for Quantum Leap.
Yeah. Jonathan
Frakes from Star Trek Picard won that award. I'm not all that upset by that.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny. I mentioned it when we were originally talking about these, that Jonathan Frakes really wasn't an actor for a really long time. He's been mainly directing, if nothing else.
Right.
So,
and I think that's the category that there was like several Star Trek people up.
Yeah.
And Ernie Hudson.
Right. Yeah. Best Supporting Actress in a Television Series, Jerry Ryan. Now, what's funny about this, she won this for Star Trek Picard.
Mm-hmm.
She previously won a Saturn Award for the character of 709 24 years earlier, as she mentioned, when she was actually on Star Trek Voyager, which is where her character originated from. And I think that's pretty much all that I want to talk about. The other one that I don't have the list for, and I don't actually know who won, but I know it wasn't who was up for it.
It wasn't Quantum Leap.
It was the
home media release.
Yeah.
So Quantum Leap season 1 was up for that, and they did not win. I also do not know who won that one. But yeah, we had 3 nominations again for Quantum Leap, 2 for From, and none of them took it home.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because there were a lot of really good deserving winners.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of Star Trek and Avatar, but there were some other winners besides them. And they really ran the show, though, those two. Yeah. Like the cast and crew of Avatar just kind of stayed on the stage for the last half hour of the show.
Yeah, I kept going to watch something else and then coming back and they were still on the stage. I thought, okay, there's other awards still and we're running out of time here. And then he's like, oh, that's it, people. I'm like, wait, what? There's awards that weren't announced.
Yeah, like ones we cared about. So that, again, made me a little sad. But it was great that Ernie Hudson was there. I think he's the only one of the people from, like, any, from or Quantum Leap that were there.
Yeah.
Or at least that they showed. It's possible he had other supporters there from Quantum Leap, and we didn't get to see them. But Ernie Hudson was there, and again, I got to see him go on the red carpet and be interviewed, and he presented an award. I forget which award he presented.
Yeah, I don't remember, but yeah.
But he presented an award, which is pretty cool, too.
Yep.
And, again, was nominated, but didn't make the win.
Mm-hmm.
So it was fun. I hope next year that not only do shows we care about get nominated, but win. Yes, that would be good. It would be really amazing if Quantum Leap and From gets up there again. Yeah. Let me see. Next year will be for this year's. So yeah, it would be Quantum Leap season 2 would be up this year. Yep. And From season 3 should make it into this year's thing if they actually release this year. Right. That's the thing, is seasons aren't really lined up where they belong anymore. Right. No. But I think given the fact that there was a strike and there wasn't a lot of television for the longest time, does give Quantum Leap a high probability of actually being in next year's awards as well. So yeah. All right. Do we have anything else to say? Everybody looked really awesome. Yeah. Yep. Jerry Ryan, God, she's still so gorgeous. She was gorgeous back then. She still is. And I think she's in her 50s. So everybody looked amazing. And it was good to see, Star Trek Next Generation get honored. It was good to see the people we got to see. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. And see just how much this group of people care about the work that they make. Mm-hmm. I don't think that necessarily falls in all genres. Mm-hmm. And, science fiction nerds are dedicated. Right. They're very dedicated. Hence we've done 3 hours of podcasting today.
So, like I said, like you just said, we're dedicated.
We're dedicated.
We're dedicated sci-fi nerds.
Yeah, but I was extending that like to the casts of
Yes.
these shows.
I know.
Who are come out for these awards and are so excited, like I said, to see each other and to be a part of this award show, even though it's not one of those bigger like top 5 award shows that Hollywood cares about.
Yeah, but these were the real awards.
And so many people were like, well, this is the most important award.
Exactly.
And I think they mean that because this really like it highlights things that you should compare to each other, things that deserve nominations. Really get recognized.
Genre, television, movies, they often get ignored when it comes to awards time. So someone has to show that.
And it was pretty brave. They were going the same night as the Grammys.
Yeah. And was William Shatner really up for a Grammy, or was that just a joke?
I think they were teasing him because they played during a commercial break. They didn't even show us, but they alluded to the fact that they just played it. The fact that he had sung at a previous Saturn Award presentation.
Yes, that's right. Okay.
So they were referencing that.
All right. Well, Stacie can be reached
I can be reached on Twitter, X, Instagram, and Threads at TVN Coupon Talk.
Let's see if I can get this right. I haven't yet so far. If you like this video and want to support the channel, there are a number of ways to do so. You can follow me on Twitter at Core Productions. You can join one of my Core Productions Facebook pages. You can buy something from the Core Productions store on Zazzle. You can buy me a coffee, which is a way to support content creators such as ourselves. You can join the Core Productions membership for 99 cents. And, of course, you can like, share, and comment on this video, as well as subscribing to our channel. This is Dave and Stacie from Core Productions, signing off.